So thank you very much for giving me these 3 minutes to give you an update about Fibrecoat. And I do know that some of you don't know who we are and what we do, so I will just briefly introduce us and then the milestones that we achieved and where we're going next. So, yeah, our world is getting more and more connected. As many of you know, we have more Internet of Things, we have more self-driving cars, we have more and more radiation that these things give up. So we also need more and more shielding for this radiation, because this radiation can cause interference, which then can cause accidents or cost lives in hospitals. However, today's materials for shielding are very expensive, and we have come up with a material that is inexpensive and can serve these mass markets in shielding and other applications. So our core product and what our company does is producing aluminum-coated basalt fibers. We have also other coatings in development, but this is the first product that we launched last year. It's basically a basalt fiber with an aluminum coat, which functions like a metal yarn, but is much more affordable because we have a very efficient production. We use these materials in battery casing for EVs, for example, and other shielding applications around cars. Also shielding applications in construction. So we do have, for example, a wallpaper that can be used to shield any type of radiation in hospitals or conference rooms, or even your Wi-Fi signal if you don't want your neighbor to steal it from you. Then we have customers in filtration, reinforcement, because the fiber properties are retained, or in smart textiles where this material is more used as a heating material due to the metal properties. So touching very briefly on our process, what we do is we produce in lines. So we take basalt where fibers are spun. Those fibers are directly coated after the nozzles. So we can give each filament its own little coat, giving us the great properties that we have. And then we wind that up. And this is also the first big thing that we achieved last year, was actually we were able to close a Series A funding round. Actually, from the 5 investors, 3 are active in ENAM2. So being part of this network actually turned out great for us. And with this investment, we now have started to scale this process from where we were at 1 ton, and we are now at 5 tons of production per month, and we're going to scale to 30 tons by the end of this year, and even higher over the next years. So right now we have 4 lines running, producing this material. We are setting up another production line in Georgia in the next 2 months. So we're expanding heavily in production, which was also the great success of last year. So just to summarize, what is beneficial and why our material is so good compared to competitors is, in our process, we use only 1 process step instead of 10. We increase the speed from 5 meters per minute to 1,500 meters per minute, which gives us the main benefit in cost. And we can save up to 90% of energy usage in fiber production, leading to the much lower price, so we can undercut our competitors by 10 to 20 times, making this material really mass market suitable. We offer yarns, fabrics, and composites. Also, this is a big achievement of last year. We're in touch with many companies, also some introduced by ENAM, who can process our material, so that we can now offer also fabrics and composite types of our fibers. And yeah, so next year we're going to scale. We're going to ramp up sales. So if you are interested in hand samples from us, which you can deliver very quickly, or if you want to have some trial samples or bigger quantities, please feel free to reach out anytime. And we're looking forward to what the next year brings, and also to the membership in ENAM and the benefits that everybody can gain. Thank you very much. So this was the short update from Fibrecoat.
Thanks a lot. That's been great. Absolutely. I assume you also would not mind taking some questions if there are any.
Sure. Yeah.
I would have one actually. So with the fund, so actually two. Firstly, how long did the whole fundraising process take for you? So from basically, okay, we have our financial plan set and we need X amount in blah, blah, blah. And secondly, what are the next steps as regards further funding rounds? Are you planning that already, or is that something that you don't think about because now you first have to see how to operationalize the investment that you've got in the last round?
Okay, so I have to be a bit careful because the investors are also listening in right now. But the funding round, so it took us 1.5 years if you think about the whole process. But we dipped our feet very early and talked to many investors. But when we locked down the exact funds and what we need and who we want to really talk to, for the process, when we really invested a lot of time, this was an 8 months process from the day we started the very first discussions with a clear goal in mind to the signed documents. And concerning the next funding rounds, so we are open. So we are planning a Series B funding round for the internationalization of our production, but we're not pushing it right now. So we do know how much cash we have in hand. We do know our burn rate, and we do have a plan at what point you would have to start fundraising again. But we're not pushing it right now until we see how the sales develop this year.
Thank you very much. Just a remark. So usually funding rounds come also with new personnel and new staff that is needed. So Inam obviously can also help promote your job ads if you have any out. So either via our website, we have a dedicated section on startup jobs, as well as through the general means such as LinkedIn, etc., etc. So if we can help there, happy to.
Thank you. Actually, I can just say that that's correct. We did hire some more people after the funding round. We actually also already reached out to Inam, but those jobs are filled now. So in the next round, we'll keep you in mind again. It's a great help. I can just say thank you for last year.
Great. Thanks a lot, Robert.
Can I have a quick question from my side? Maybe you mentioned it and I missed it. Your manufacturing strategy is a build in-house strategy, or you have a toll manufacturing strategy?
So our approach is we are experts in coating, but not in fiber production or in the processing of the fibers. So we work with partners. We have several companies who we cooperate with, and concerning the fiber manufacturing, we actually rent spinning lines where we add our coating device into, and then those machines produce for us. But it's not our own lines. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Robert. I guess if there are questions regarding your product, regarding your company in the aftermath, people can reach out.
Anytime. LinkedIn, email, phone, however you like.
Super. Thank you very much.
Thank you.